I want to have healthy cows that I don't have to give antibiotics to. We're a 1,200 cow dairy in the town of New Richmond, Wisconsin. The farm's been in the family for now 6 generations. We have an interesting layout to the farm. We're primarily a cross-bred herd consisting of mostly German Fleckvieh and some Montbéliard with the Holstein. Calf raising, we send them all to a heifer raiser at about a week of age. She comes every Wednesday and pick them up, and then about 2 months before calving they come back here, and then we fresh them and they go back into our herd. I like healthy cows, and our drug usage is very low around here with the crossbreds. Milk fevers are basically non-existent. Ketosis is non-existent. Once in a while, an occasional cow that will have twins or some calving issue that will have to be treated. So cow health is very important. I may not get as much milk as a pure Holstein herd, but the components are good, and in the long run, I'm hoping for the same amount of money in the pocket with the lower expenses. How we started with AHV was the local sales representative, Matt, stopped at the farm and kind of introduced it. We, used the pills on some cows that maybe off feed or mild mastitis or stuff like that, higher cell count cows, and it seemed to work pretty good. So then we've been consistently doing that, and then we got into the dry cow, and we've been doing that to every cow since early December, and we really like the results of that. I have no difference in cell count or fresh cows with mastitis, and it gives me the opportunity, this cow just dumped her calf and I used to have to keep her for 30 days. Now I can put her in a truck and send her tomorrow. I find it works really well on the farm, and I have right now no plans of going back to using tubes and sealants and all that stuff anymore. So actually I think the sealants and the tubes may have caused more dry cow mastitis by introducing foreign bodies in with the treatment. The team will collect a group of dry cows and then send them to the dry pen, and then they have where then they can lock all the headlocks, and they go through and give each one, and I don't think it takes really any more time than putting tubes and sealants in every cow and sending them down. So actually I think it might cut a step out. Thursdays are a day we always move cows and dry cows. Then we'd always have to run the dry cows, separate them and run them in at the end of the shift, and then dry treat them, and then that slowed down cleaning of the parlor, and that day's always behind because of drying cows and moving cows. So I think actually the employees have really liked that, where they don't have to handle the cows twice in the parlor. What I was told is the cost of the StopLac is almost equal to the cost of the dry cow tubes and the sealants. I actually think I've had less problems with the StopLac cows. In the long run, I think it's more economic this way. I haven't changed the dry up off at all. One thing interesting, the 2-year-olds, they've discovered that if I dry them a little earlier, I will get more milk the second lactation. So, if in the past they'd be milking a lot, and I would say, maybe we'll just milk them another week. Now I dry them off, and I haven't had any problems with a high producing 2-year-old getting milked, where they're milking, the dry off stopped and she's leaking and gets some problems. Well, almost anything that has a twins, they will give the 3 pill series to them. I don't have that many cows with health problems, so it's nice that way. But I know when we've taken the list of high cell count cows and given them the pills, and then I compared it the next month, and I saw about half of them were back to normal, which you're in the past, you're not going to get that many cured with no treatment. I don't get paid a lot of extra money for lower cell counts, but I also know that a cow that has a lower cell count is going to be sick less. So you know what, we watch everything after we test. I got way too many cows, and I'm going to send some heifers to market even next week. Every month now, I've been having to send excess heifers to market. Because I haven't seen, fresh cow mastitis. Actually, I think I've seen more fresh cow mastitis in the heifers than I have the cows, or almost equal. So, and in the past, it'd be reversed. I want to have healthy cows that I don't have to give antibiotics to. I would say, if you do the economics of the two conventional, tubes and polyflex or ampicillin combined with this, or treating a mild pneumonia with this compared to something like Exenal and Cefanol, it's not money out of any different, I should say. And especially on the one side, you might have to throw milk for a while, so